Hi everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Dragon Quest XI. So last time out, we made it to the top of Yggdrasil. We were just about to get ourselves the Sword of Light when Mordegon came in and basically gave us a super kick to the face, and basically took the Sword of Light and basically annihilated Yggdrasil, and it kind of fell to the ground, and basically the entire world is now fucked. We're in a massive amount of trouble. So at the start of this part, basically what we saw is that basically our boy has survived, barely, but he has managed to survive the sorry, he has been able to survive Yggdrasil being absolutely, decimated and destroying the world.
You gave her that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Here, my boy, you're not supposed to hit women. That's wrong, my boy. But yeah, we got this little scene here. This scene,
But no matter how much it hurts,
it was in the original game as well.
You don't go looking for revenge.
Yeah, this scene, it's kind of an odd one. I guess this is what the hero is thinking about at this point.
What should I do?
Basically,
Talk to her, of course, you big silly.
this actually, I think this happened in the past, where basically he had him go into a massive fight with Gemma, and so he wants, information. He wants to fight, how does he make up with her and all that. And so, and Amber is trying to give him good advice here. Talk to her, tell her you're sorry, and just try and move on.
That's my boy. Now, time for
And I think the line in here of, I don't think it's particularly helpful at this point. Basically saying, just because someone's hit you doesn't mean that you hurt you, doesn't mean you go in for revenge. You know what I mean? It's like, I think we want revenge on Mordegon at this point.
Sleep tight, child of Yggdrasil. The sun.
I think at this point it's basically him I think it's the hero thinking back to a time.
The stars they watch.
I think it's just thinking back to a time with his mother and all that, and
till dawn arrives.
just needing some kind of comforting and all that.
Have you found him yet?
Not yet.
Bullshit, Mordegon.
Master. Our forces have scoured the four corners of the world.
I do love the voice work here. It's really nice. It's that typical kind of evil kind of sounding voice.
That is the case. Then this world is mine.
Well, yeah. Mordegon's winning at this point.
Mordegon has played his hand.
Now, at this point,
Game is number one.
I believe at this point that this cutscene with Queen Marina here, this is added for Dragon Quest XI S Definitive Edition. Because she talks about, amid the shadows glimmer tiny specks of light, faint flickering flames that rage against the coming of the night. Kind of talking about how there's still, it all seems lost at this point, but there are still sparks of hope that still remain that can turn the tide. And it's at this point that we get the In Search of Hope section. Basically, this was a new edition for the definitive edition of Dragon Quest XI, where in the original game, basically you just went to the first scene with the hero and kind of him waking up and then him having to steel himself and get ready to fight back. But for Dragon Quest XI-S, they added a bunch of mini episodes, basically, where we see what happens with Sylvando, with Jade, with Eric, and with Rob. So the first one we're getting is Sylvando's backstory, where we find out basically he survived, and we get to see kind of how he's going to, fight back, and how he's going to make his way back to the hero to help to save the world once more. Yeah. And this section is rather... Sylvando's section I actually really like, because at the beginning it's kind of like Sylvando is depressed, which is something we haven't really seen in the whole game so far. We've not really seen anything kind of rattle or shake Sylvando's kind of positivity. It's always been something, he's always been positive no matter what happens, and I guess Mordegon blowing up the world has knocked all the positivity out of him, which it would, to be fair. I mean, it's just how it goes, isn't it?
Everybody gone, and the world consumed by darkness.
Yeah, because you've got to think about it at this point from Sylvando here.
I'm sorry, David.
He's woken up. The world is just absolutely fucked beyond repair.
Without the others,
it's fucked beyond repair. And
enough of that.
all the party members are disappeared, and he thinks basically dead at this point, because you would think that. So it kind of makes sense that he'd be so miserable and depressed, ready to give up. But old Dave here, he's going to snap him out of it. Kind of tells him something very obvious, which is, dude, you survived. You're alive, aren't you? So that means your friends are alive too. So get yourself out there and try and create some positivity in the world, and then make your way to them, basically.
Getting out there and trying to find them. What would Veronica and Eric say if they saw me like this?
I don't really know why he brings up Veronica and Eric at this point. I guess because they're the most kind of outspoken characters in the group.
Good to be back, believe me. Now,
that's all I can think of, really, but there you go.
It's time for action. We need to make land at the nearest port and find out just how much of a mess the world is in. And once we've done
so yeah, that's the next part of Sylvando's journey. We need to head to the nearest port. I need to find out what the fuck is happening. Sylvando's, I think, is actually the joint longest. I think his and Jade's are the longest kind of... the longest kind of side stories here. They had the most kind of I wouldn't say the most thought, but they had the most amount of time dedicated to their side story, basically. So we've landed in Gondolia, and that is something else basically in every the first two with Sylvando and Jade basically are you're revisiting areas that you've already been to. So with Sylvando, he heads to Gondolia, and then he heads to other areas, like to other towns and stuff that we've been to before. Sorry. And then Jade, all of her stuff takes place in Octagonia. So yeah, basically at this point with Sylvando, you're just basically looking around. we're heading over to the dock because there is a dude there that we need to talk to. Keep playing your instrument there, kid.
Bad day? Hmm? Don't worry, honey. It happens to
So
us
yeah,
all.
so this is the guy we need to talk to.
Oh,
Yeah, so he's in serious
one
shit.
of those minstrel types, are you? Look, if it's money you want,
Oh my god.
you'd better go and hassle someone else.
Isn't that a bit rude?
I haven't got a
One of
penny
those
to give
minstrel
you.
types? What are you trying to say?
Sorry, darling.
But whatever.
Can do. It's
I guess we do look a little
embarrassing
bit
to
fabulous.
leave people all alone
But
when they look as
that's not
dumb
the
in the
point.
dumps as you do. Look, why don't you just tell me what's on your mind? A problem shared is a problem halved.
Take Sylvando's advice, my friend.
That's better. Now we
Might
can
get some
talk
information.
properly. Sylvando, entertainer extraordinaire at your service.
I don't think that's really going to help him open up to
Right.
you by
Well,
calling yourself an
name's
entertainer
Tetsu.
there, Sylvando. But
I'm a blacksmith
Whatever.
from Hotto. I haven't been back in a long old while.
yes, and this is
I'll tell
Tetsu
you my story if you really want.
from Hotto, which is pretty much like
It doesn't have a happy ending.
after the hero and Eric escaped from Hendrik's clutches right at the beginning, the very beginning of the game. Hotto is like the first
After all those
town
years
that you
away,
end up visiting.
I thought it was time for me to finally head home. See how my mother was doing, you know. But
Yeah,
the minute
I
set
think
out
as
on
well,
the journey,
Tetsu,
it
you remember
was
that
so
during the game, during the quest, sorry. I'm sorry about
just
that.
made me
Um,
even more
We
desperate to
read
get
this
back
book
to
about
the
this
woods.
guy
I
who was
so
basically
worried about her.
adventuring.
I managed to make it as far as Gondolia.
Sorry,
but
he
then
was
my
going on an
luck
adventure,
finally ran out.
who found the
My
rainbow
luggage was
and
stolen by a
went
gang
on
of
into all these
thieves
places.
who'd been terrorizing the town.
Tetsu, I think, is supposed to be that guy. He's meant to be the guy
I
who's
can't
been
make the
going
journey to
around
Hotto without all
the
my
entire of
things,
the
especially not the lilies of the valley I brought
the
from
entirety of the
mother.
world, kind of basically going on
They're her
adventure.
favourite flower. I wanted to give them to her.
And so,
well,
at this point now, he wants
say
to
sorry for being away
um,
for so long,
make his way
for leaving
back
her
home
all alone.
to Hotto to go see his mother. He even got a favourite flower.
Oh,
So that he could
believe
give it
me,
to her.
I know exactly how you feel.
Sorry.
Fear not, friend. Your mother will
Um,
get her flowers. Dave and I will make sure.
However, basically, there's a group of bandits that live around this area who basically stole all this shit from him. The Beastly Boys.
Well, if you're sure, there are two merchants, brothers, who run establishments in the southern part of town.
So yeah. So if we want to find where they are, there's two merchants in the southern part of town. Talk to them and we'll find out where they are.
All right, we'll be back before you know it. Dave, darling, let's roll.
Sorry about that, man. My throat is fucking gone to shit.
Look, I appreciate you trying to help me, but these are real thugs we're talking
Oh,
about.
Tetsu, you don't have to worry about Sylvando. He's ready
No
to
offense,
kick
but
ass and take
you're just an
names.
entertainer,
He ain't no
right?
bitch.
I wouldn't want you getting hurt.
Oh, I'm fine.
Oh,
He's a
don't
nice
you
boy,
worry
Tetsu.
about me, sweetie.
We love
I'm
Tetsu.
more than just a pretty face, you know?
He certainly is. Ah, I love the little wink. So yeah, so we've got to head now to the southern part of town from where we came from. We've got to find the Beastly Boys so we can get all of this shit back. Yeah, so in the south part of town near the stalls at the entrance. I'm trying to remember if I go to look at the stalls. Do I? Oh yes, I do have a quick look. Yeah, the weapons haven't really been improved at this point. Like the weapons and armor that you can get from here, it's not really a big improvement on what you have anyway, really. So there's not really a point in having a look. And I can't afford anything anyway. There's not really a point, because you're just going to be doing this for a short little section anyway, so who kind of cares? Just stick with what you've got and wait until you've done all these little side stories, and then once you've got the gang back together, worry about what armor you need to get and stuff. So it's time for the Beastly Boys. These guys are a fucking joke. What am I thinking here? Yeah, let's just hit him. So yeah, we got Dav. Yeah, like they go down like a couple of bitches. Yeah, they don't hit hard at all, so just kill him. And you've got Dav next to you anyway, Dave next to you anyway, so he will be able to destroy them. Drop kick! I love the drop kick. Ah, Dave with the drop kick is fucking awesome. I love it.
Now, if you don't mind.
Can we have our shit back? We need to get this guy his flower for his mother.
What we gonna do with this horrible lot then, Sylv?
Well, beastly they may be,
Let's throw him in the
they're
sea.
not exactly the dangerous thugs we heard about. They can barely swing a sword. What's your story, boys? Huh?
Yeah, I think that's kind of the point. You're expecting these very kind of really strong guys who are just causing all sorts of havoc and trouble. But yeah, they're just desperate fishermen who, you know, don't have any way of making money, don't have any way of you know, don't have any way of making money because they can't fish, can't get food. So yeah, they're just trying to do anything they can to survive, really.
Lost everything.
Yeah, so
No one came
they kind of lost everything and just were kind of
So we
desperate.
had to choose between a life of crime or starving to death. And that's no choice at all.
So yeah, you do feel a little bit bad for them here, although you could make the argument that everybody else is kind of,
Watch
you
closely,
know,
darlings.
everybody else is in the
This
same
just
fucking
an
shitty
ordinary
situation.
steel
So
pipe, yes?
why are you trying to make things fucking worse?
Think again.
So Sylvando does this thing here, which I think I'd be pissed off if I was them. He turns his pike into a
Who's for fresh bread, huh?
into like a piece, you know, a giant baguette.
Bon appetit.
I mean,
beastly
don't get me wrong,
boys.
it's kind of cool that they can eat now, but
Forget your wicked ways.
um,
You'll be beaming again before you
their
know
weapon
it.
must have been, you know, they need a weapon to, you know, survive out here. Now he's lost it to bread.
Wait! Who are you?
Yes, he's in love.
Me? Oh, nobody. Just someone who likes to see people smile.
He's best boy Sylvando. And of course, yeah, they're head over heels now. So now we've got to head back to Tetsu. Give him back all his shit so he can make his way back to Hotto. Because I think that he said that he had tickets to make his way back home to, you know, I think to have a boat ride home, I think. I'm not 100% sure.
They're still in one piece.
They're beautiful
Now I
flowers,
can
by
go
the way.
home to my mother
They
with
look
my
really
head
nice.
held high. Thank you.
No, he
Mr.
just, I think he
Sylvando.
just needed these and he's going to be
Oh,
making his own way
Here, it's
um,
not much, but I want you
back.
to have these.
So yeah. What are you going to give me?
Oh, Tetsu, darling. Whatever they are, I'm sure
Oh yeah, we don't see what these are yet. We won't see what these are, and
Much more.
Oh, actually, we're going to be seeing what they are fairly soon, to be fair.
I'll be able to thank
But
you properly.
have to wait for a little bit.
Now, I'd better be off. I tell you to be careful.
So yeah, this kind of sets up the long-term goal, which is that
Bye for now.
he wants us to go to. So the long-range goal is to basically make our way over to Hotto, so that Tetsu can repay us properly
Better than all right, darling.
for our services.
I found it. My purpose in life. My raison
And
d'etre.
Sylvando was a bit of a light
You know
bulb
how
moment
I've
here.
been so down in the dumps thinking about all the despair and suffering in the world?
You gonna
Well,
do something about it,
if
buddy?
That's what's making me so unhappy. There's only one thing to do about it. Get out
Yeah.
there and fix the problem. Help make people
So this is
happy.
where he has his idea to basically go out
Just
into the world
because I
and
can't
try and
save
make
the
people,
world with some
try and help
grand
people out,
heroic
make
gesture,
people happy again.
That doesn't mean I can't do it one smile at a time.
So yeah, he kind of sees it as,
I'm with you.
instead of thinking about trying to do something about the big problem, which is Mordegon fucking everything up, instead he's just going to go out into the world and help out anybody he needs who needs that help, and to try and put smiles on people's faces again.
From before. I hope they ain't spoiling for another fight. Didn't they learn a lesson first time round?
Well, they were pretty weak, so we'll kick their ass fairly quickly if that's what they want. You think, oh no, he's going to fight Sylvando here, isn't he?
You have to let us come with you. You have to let
Nope.
us help people. We're done with our life of
Yeah.
crime, thanks to you.
So
You
yeah,
want to tag along?
Sylvando has kind of inspired them to want to help people out again.
Won't be
So
easy. I can
they want to go with
guarantee
Sylvando to
you'll
help
win
put
this.
smiles on people's faces.
We don't care.
Well done, boys.
Well,
And Savannah's
in
like,
that
sure.
case, welcome
Why not?
aboard,
The more the
darlings.
merrier. Another group, yay!
Yes!
And 3 new fans join Sylvando's merry band, and this is pretty much what you're
As
doing.
luck would have it,
Going to
I've
various
got you all a
places,
welcome gift. Here,
hiring
take
people,
one each now.
doing
Don't
like
worry.
little quests in order to add more party members to Sylvando's merry band, and then you can go off
They're
and
simply
destroy,
Darlings,
make your way around and put smiles on people's faces. So yeah, what Tetsu gave us were
They're the presents dear old
carnival
Tetsu gave
kind of
us.
props.
If we're going to be traveling
Weirdly.
around spreading happiness and laughter,
So
we'll
yeah,
need to look
that's
the
what's going to
part,
be
no?
happening. Heading around the world, making people happy again.
All right, we're all set. Let's get out there and bring some sunshine back into the world.
So yeah,
Sylvando's super special smile spreading parade starts.
in terms of battle,
right
you
here.
still can only have 4 party members in battle at a time. But these boys are all fairly useful. They all hit relatively hard, and one of them is a good healer, so it's kind of useful to have. But anyway, that's going to be it for this part. Join me next time when we'll be continuing through Sylvando's side story, trying to bring a little bit of joy into the world once more. So yeah, see you next time.